My computer fan sounds like it's gonna explode. Hello there, I am Cryptic.Platypus with a P, and today I will be recreating Azurath's Milestone 4 skin, along with giving it some skinned variants for the plants utilized in games such as the turret and the trapper, and I will be remodeling the golem as well. While you see the speed paint in the corner, I will be explaining what I think worked and what I think didn't work throughout the official Milestone 4, and what I think could have been improved upon. I also don't condone any hate to anyone. I just do not love these milestones, and it seems like the majority of the community, from what I've seen, does not either. Number 1, the Nightshades. It is no secret that Nightshade flowers are a huge part of Azur as a character, both visually and lore-wise. They were his favorite flower, he has their color scheme, and even his plants are based off of, or literally just mutated versions of them. Nightshades can also symbolize rebirth, which is a huge element of Spawnism, and Two Time, and Azur. So can someone please, for the love of God, tell me why he has zero evidence of Nightshades on his milestone? Like, I'm sorry, you mean to tell me that his milestone 4 has absolutely zero connections to his primary form of symbolism and character recognition? Instead, they added nothing Nightshade related to him, and made him cyan. He is cyan for the same reason that 1X became pink and a dragon fruit. Literally no reason. I guarantee that whoever modeled this Azur milestone is the same person who decided on M4 1X's color scheme, and it's genuinely infuriating to see this happen a second time for another Milestone 4 skin, when it's so random, pointless, off-putting, and generally unfaithful to the character and all of their other milestones they have. Because of this, we will be fully changing its color scheme to different variations of purples and very dark pinks. We will also be adding nightshade patterns to his armor with the plant's yellow center glow and literal nightshades on his body. Speaking of the body, the developers decided they wanted to give him a night design with night armor. Now before you ask, no, Azur has zero context for this, and it makes no sense for him to have this feature. However, I felt like this could work in a way, so I decided to keep him having armor. I just fully reworked his helmet entirely into a more hood-like structure, like his adorable Milestone 3 skin that looks like it's in a child pajama suit. I also gave him a red gem in the center of his face to make him stand out more. I tried to make the hoodie look similar to an open mouthful of teeth, and I think it came out pretty well overall. I also decided to let him keep the horns, though I made them larger and colored them a dark pink while giving him numerous actual nightshades. I also gave him his hat back, since in lore, the hat that he has is extremely relevant, and the fact that he just flat out loses it in his milestones makes no sense at all, and it honestly just shows how little thought and care went into these milestone skins, and how rushed the project probably was as a whole to get the milestone skins done, and just how little they cared. Now, I have re-added it into the skin, and I have also given it a glowing red mouth with glowing red eyes in order to make sure it stands out clear. I also gave a pair of glowing red eyes to his chestplate and gave his chestplate a mouth. I think his chestplate was actually meant to have a mouth given some of the images I've seen, but they didn't put enough effort into it for it to be clear to a lot of people, myself included. So I decided to give it teeth and give it a smile. I also gave his legs glowing spawn symbols, which are another thing that his Milestone 4 skin completely lacks for some reason, despite it being a major character component for his appearance. I made his claws more pronounced, and I gave him some nightshades all over them. Once all that was said and done, I decided that instead of giving him boring generic tentacles like his actual Milestone 4 has, I'd make his tentacle arms the trapper plants that he uses in-game, and just like that, I had completed the Azur model. Moving on to the golem. I wanted to completely revamp it. It lacks a load of detail, it's cyan for some reason, it looks ugly in a bad way, and it has a night helmet which looks extremely misplaced, goofy, and disproportionate, and unserious, and it just ruins it as a character. How do you make your Milestone 1 golem 50 times more intimidating than the Milestone 4 version? Isn't that, like, counterintuitive? I decided to destroy literally everything about it. I didn't even use a single reference for the golem, Milestone or not. Firstly, I restored the Nightshade head, though I duplicated it and gave it longer, sharper teeth, and made its mouth stretch across its entire torso open. I also made the glowing yellow more prominent in its mouths. As for the heads that existed in Milestone 1, I decided to basically just spam them in larger volume, even adding them to his arms, legs, and body. I gave him a spiked root tail with numerous different points, and I gave him a bunch of roots on his back that in-game would flail. I gave him some glowing effects, and just like that, I was done with him. Moving on to the trapper plant. I gave it the same faces as before, and I gave it several mouths coming from its body, which could breathe in-game. I then added yellow glowing effects all across its body. I made its body glow a reddish hue, as if some sort of energy was overflowing it. And lastly, I gave it large amounts of roots at its bottom stump in order to make it look overgrown. And lastly, moving on to the turret plant. I gave it an eye in the center of its face that would look like Sixer's eye in his Milestone 4. No, I'm not calling them a sheep, fight me, and it would be like that eye 2D in-game. The eye would also dilate whenever he was shooting, and it would flicker. It has glowing red veins all over its leaves, and the leaves have mutated into a completely unrecognizable and disproportionate mix of protrusions, inspired by the sunflowers exposed to Chernobyl. And with all that said and done, these were my results. I hope you enjoyed, and tell me which version you think is better. Also, if I see one singular comment saying, "We're the Forsaken fandom and we complain about everything," I will go to your house and I will find. Subscribe, it helps us a lot and it means the world to me. We are currently on the road to 2K. If you want to recommend any Baldi's Basics mods to me, or Gary's mod ideas, or one day in the future when I used to do a certain type of content that I don't do anymore then, feel free to tell me. Anyways, with all that said and done, have a good day, noon, or night.